This is the Aussie dollar CAD on the 15, and we have a little trend continuation opportunity that has formed a double bottom and now a 26.18 trade, and we can see double bottom here, break above, close above our structure level. I pull back into a 61.8 and looking for trend continuation. Now let's go out to the dailies though and look why I'm looking at this being trend continuation. So this is our most recent structure high just here, and you can see that we do have the latest candle being a new structure high there. If we look left, we can see that we have room to come up to, I would say, this level at least this level just here. Maybe even a bit higher, maybe even a bit higher. I want to be a little bit conservative because we're not trending heavily, and so I want to be a little bit more cautious with target taking. If we go to the 240, this is what I'm looking at. So we have a new high, an outside return, a new high which came into our previous outside return, then an outside return, then a new high, then an outside return, then a new high, then coming back for an outside return. So if we highlight the entire outside return anywhere in this zone, I can look for long opportunities for a retest of that psychological number 9600. Now if we drop down to the 60-minute, we've already had a higher high, higher close candle. But the reward to risk is no good for me because I would have had to enter here, stops an ATR below the low. That would mean there would be something like this much risk on the table, and the reward is only something like that. So that is no good for me as an entry. On this structure level though, if we just go ahead here and highlight the wicks, and then we drop to the 15, look at what we've formed. We've formed a double bottom with RSI being oversold and divergence. Now that double bottom I missed. It happened 6 in the morning. I didn't get up till quite late, to be honest with you, so I missed that. But second chance entry is if we violate the V point, giving us a break above, close above, and then we look for that 61.8 fib, which is what we've now come into. I've used that as an aggressive buy. So if I bring back on the orders, I've actually gone an ATR plus 3 pips below the low, and I'm playing for 2 pips before that 9600 psychological number. So let's just clear this whole thing up a little bit. That means then I'm looking in terms of risk of 16 pips for a reward of 29. And we're back for the update on this trade. In the night, price had rallied up and hit those targets for 29 pips. I'm actually just going to walk you through what happened here. So we had our double bottom, we had our break above, close above just here, we pulled back for the 26.18. We pulled right back down. I'm going to put a structure level on at the very lows here, and look what we did. We actually had a break below, close below. Now this technically invalidated the trade on the 15-minute, but we do have our stop and ATR back for a reason, to allow for things like this, because sometimes, particularly on the lower time frame, we have scenarios where structure is violated, but on the higher time frames it may not be, and we go on to win. And so structure is used as a guide, but sometimes even when we violate it, we can go on to win. What actually happened then is we did actually rally up there, and you can see that we almost got there, and we pulled right back down again for another test down here. So that's 4 tests, and then we rallied up to hit those targets. Now if we just go and look at this from a different perspective, here on the 60, this actually ended up being a double bottom by itself, and look at what we did. We held structure. So this is a prime example of structure holding on the higher time frame but didn't on the lower time frame. And what happened? We had a break above, close above, we saw a pullback for a 26.18, and boom, we then rallied up to hit those targets, and from this level then we saw that rejection. So very nice trade there, a little bit painful because we're up and down quite a bit, but nevertheless 29 pips banked.